Hello, can everyone see me? We might still be viewing Eva's screen. There we are. All right. Welcome to the party is here. Thank gosh, it's so exciting to see everyone's names coming in. Thank you so much for being here from all over the place to celebrate this book. I'm so moved because so many of you have been absolutely instrumental in this book, and I know exactly where you're placed within it and where I was when writing it, and that was with so many of you. So thank you very much to the music from Iva Delic and Katburns in Toronto. And Kat makes music under the name Kashka, if you're looking for her. And I met them at the Canadian Film Centre, where one of the short stories that I'll read tonight was developed and is being adapted into a film. So thank you to them. And thank you to, oh yes, it's a party, a baby shark. If anyone has a party hat, you're welcome to wear it. And thank you. I want to thank so much Kelsey and Deborah Willis at Freehand for editing this book before we get underway with the fastest party ever. It's a good selling point. And we'll start off with Kris Demeanor, who's in Calgary, incredible musician, is going to play a song to get us going, and then there'll be a toast. I'll read for 10 minutes, and then there's going to be an after party signing. So there'll be a bit more music, the party will end, and then if you'd like to come back after 5 minutes, then I'll come to a breakout room one-on-one, and I can sign a little book plate. I don't know if you can see that for you, and then I'll mail that to you, and you can put it in your very own copy of the book. Okay, over to you, Kris. Thank you so much for being here, everyone.
I have long been an admirer of Georgina's incredibly insightful and empathetic and heart-smashing and yet wholly celebratory view of humanity and life through her many self-penned theater projects and her short stories and through long walks over Christmas break and over pints of Guinness in Inglewood. So it is I'm so happy that she and the reading public are going to be able to digest her first work of published fiction in long form, and I'm so happy to be able to do a song for this launch. It's there ain't no party like a beach party, so this is a piece I wrote a few years ago that is an imagining of party life on the Mexican Riviera about 5 or 10 years after all the flights have stopped in and out of that area due to a biohazard far worse than the one we're seeing now, and all of the spring breakers have taken over the resorts and created their own form of party mayhem without the same infrastructure that now exists. This is called Meet Me at the Beach. Meet me at the beach. We'll make a fuck-off fire. That's the way to get rid of the body. Katie got so sentimental, she pissed her heart in the sand, and an unmanned bomber got her. We told Braden he shouldn't be snorkeling. We told Dwayne that everything looked okay. He was becoming a problem. Meet me at the beach. where the turtles nest. Let's tango with the surveyors. Taylor is every boy's middle name. Just shout, God damn you all to hell! And they all look your way. Like a herd of antelope, meet me at the beach, beyond sound and vision. There will be sand, I mean everywhere. You're too drunk to drive that dune buggy with a child. I remember when Dad had me on the steering wheel. There is no vengeance here. It's hard to worry when the waves are being kissed by the wings of the pelicans. There is no vengeance here. It's hard to worry when the waves are being kissed by the wings of the pelicans. We should really do something about the body. We should really do something about the body. We should really do something about the body while the waves are being kissed by the wings of the pelicans. Thank you.
Yay. Everyone's clapping.
Georgina.
Thank you so much, Kris. That was wonderful. That seems like it could be a short story in itself. So yeah, thank you so much. That was great. I am Kelsey. I'm with Freehand Books, the publisher of The Party Is Here, this wonderful book we're gathered here for today. It's been such a wonderful delight to work with Georgina on this amazing book. And I wanted to say thank you too to all of the people here at this party tonight. I recognize so many of your names because I've been sending you the books you ordered from our website. So thank you, you're wonderful. Thanks for the support. And some people have been asking me, in Canada and the US, you can also get the book at any bookstore that sells new books. You just might have to ask them to order it in for you, which they're really happy to do. So after I'm done talking, I'll post a link in the chat with where you can find a bookstore near you that might have the book, or the Freehand website where you can order it directly from me and I'll send it to you. So if you have a chance to share any, photos or reviews or anything of the book, please tag Freehand Books, and I'd love to share them. And help, other people find out about this amazing book too. So thank you. But anyway, tonight I'm just thrilled to celebrate with Georgina and to toast this amazing book. So if you happen to have a glass of something nearby, perhaps you could grab it or pretend and join me in raising a glass. This is a book that is smart and funny with something powerful to say that we need to hear about the climate crisis, and also about women who are faced with big decisions about friendship, about fertility, about everything that makes up their lives. It is simply so, so good that I'm amazed it's Georgina's first book. And it's her first book, but it definitely won't be her last. So please join me in toasting to Georgina, and The Party Is Here. Hey.
Thank you very much, Kelsey. Okay, and because it's a toast, and I promised that I might savor a champagne bottle, I'm going to do it. I have a knife, I have a champagne bottle. Let's see here. Okay, friends, this has to work. It's a good time. It's gonna be a real party. Can you see? Okay, you can see. Great. That's how readings are done, right? Okay. I love you all. I'm going to read for 10 minutes from a short story called Whiff. Can everyone hear me all right? Hopefully. Great. So this is from the beginning of the story, so you shouldn't need too much context. There were 15 oocytes. A perfect number, said the doctor, as if Nina had done well, as if she had any control over the performance of her ovaries. Each egg was tucked into a folded square of bright biosafe paper, each confetti-sized packet in an individual test tube. The eggs had been freeze-dried and handed over to do with as she pleased, put them in a safety deposit box at the back of the closet, or proudly on display as Nina intended to do, and then just bring them to the family doctor with the sperm when ready. Nina didn't put much thought into the latter step. She had the same feeling that made her want to bring to her appendix to school for show and tell when she was a kid, the look what I made impulse that drove most of her choices. Each sealed test tube inserted horizontally into a cedar holder she custom built. When she set the eggs in her window and the sun came through at the right angle, there was a multicolored glow, a biological stained glass. Number 1. In truth, Nina was never planning to use them. The first test tube broke accidentally while she was having sex with Ben, another artist in the house. The repetitive motion of bed against wall was enough to dislodge the whole holder from the window shelf, and it crashed down. There was a layer of milk crates on the floor so that the permanent floodwaters could slosh through on the concrete beneath, and most of the tubes were intact, caught on the red plastic hatching, but several had fallen through and were left bobbing in 4 inches of Bow River floodwater, a flotilla of oblique messages in bottles. Only one had cracked at the top. Water had sloshed in and soaked the pink square of paper. Nina sat on the bed holding the broken tube upright as if waiting for results. Ben handed Nina her sweater, the moment clearly over. I would say that I could replace it if, that were physically possible. He pulled on his rubber boots, left, and came back with an empty jam jar into which they emptied the contents of the test tube. Nina watched the paper dissolve, the water turning a light pink, and tried to pretend it was no big deal. Maybe it'll be like one of those expanding capsules from when we were kids. Put it in water and overnight it'll grow into a dinosaur. Remember those? Was that before or after electricity was invented? Then Nina looked at Ben and reconsidered her choices. Angie, one of the other housemates, passed the open door and saw Nina and Ben, rubber boots, sweaters, no pants, staring at a jar. If Calgary Arts Development knew that this is what we do with our funding, this is exactly what they think artists do with their funding, said Nina. She tried to keep track of the speck of pepper-sized egg in the water, $666 worth of life. Nina's long-divorced parents had joined forces to give her the gift of harvesting her eggs. It was a year earlier, and Nina had just moved back to Calgary because the Art Cooperative's application to transform an uninsurable house in the floodplains into a live-work space for artists had been approved by the city. Ostensibly, the arrangement was about civic support for the arts, but Nina knew the artists were performing a useful function for the city as well. They were participating in gentrification of disaster that prevented squatting. Their condoned tenancy kept other would-be occupants out. Then again, it stabilized their precarious living situations, and they weren't easing the path for more development and higher house prices. They were bringing art to the process of decline. Of the 5 residents, artists, Ben, at 25, was the youngest. And so, though there was an aesthetic exuberance to the decor, 5 different disco balls, a wall full of cat stickers, they were all grown-ups, they had their independent art practices, and the dishes were done. It was at the official opening of the art arc. Nina wore a yellow dress that she found in a giveaway bin on her first day back, and cat's eye glasses. The mayor was there, her mom, her sister, Megan, along with all of the city's art scenesters in their best mustaches, forest and green-colored pants, and of course, rubber boots. Nina gave a speech, then the 5 artists took a pair of oversized scissors, cut a ribbon in front of the house, and the celebration began. Midway through the party, Nina's mother found her and handed her the envelope on behalf of both parents, her dad having long since relocated to Mexico, as a housewarming present. "We want you to know we are so proud of you." Nina opened the envelope to see the gift certificate for Bright Futures Egg Preservation Clinic. She stared at it, waiting for the joke to become clear. We thought it might cheer you up. You thought it would cheer me up to have a kid? To know that you have options. Well, you could have asked me what options I was interested in. Nina had to raise her voice above the music, which made her sound more emotional than she felt. Angie gestured to the record player to see if Nina needed the music turned down. Nina shook her head. Everything was fine. Yes, she just ended a 7-year relationship. Yes, she was 35. Yes, she had returned to Calgary after leaving in a rage at 17. Yes, she was teaching one drawing class a week at a college as a sessional, and yes, maybe it was hard to turn up optimism every day. It was probably her mother's outdated interpretation of these factors that led to this present that felt akin to a fidget spinner or a pickle picker, something to solve a problem that she didn't have. Your sister thought it was a good idea. Her mom's voice wavered. Megan thinks you can offset your carbon output by paying more for a flight. Megan was standing nearby, chatting with another member of the collective. She gave Nina a playful middle finger with the same hand she was using to burp her 4-month-old baby, Otis, then came over and put her arm around Nina. Her hair was in excess of smooth, wide-barreled curls, her taupe fake fingernails scratched at Nina's shoulder, and she looked down at the gift certificate. Come on, it's going to be an experience. You love experiences. Nina didn't rise to the bait. She had chosen this. Her peripatetic lifestyle, her art, her home-bleached hair. Someone turned the Prince record up to mask the sound of the sump pump. It had started to rain, and glossy streaks of light moved across her mother as she teetered between 2 of the milk crates. We just want you to be happy. And that was the final conversation. Their mother was too young to die, the way that everyone is too young to die, although a fatal aneurysm at 67 isn't the most unlikely thing in the world. Nina told Ben that she was orphaned, though he pointed out that her father was still alive and it probably wasn't technically correct to use the term orphan in your 4th decade of life. The day after her mother's funeral, Nina went to Bright Futures. It wasn't that her grief had turned into a yearning for new life. She just wanted any legal injection that might make her feel less scraped out. She wanted the last thing her mother had wanted her to have. She expected to walk into a room full of women auditioning for the part of mother, a room full of Megans, sweaters in neutral tones, professionally sculpted eyebrows, individually implanted eyelashes. But no, there was a woman with leopard print tights, another with a shaved head. It looked more like an STI clinic on the morning after a long weekend than a private fertility clinic for oil wives. The nurse told Nina that the odds were good, which was a nice thing to hear, regardless of the context. Nina cried, and the nurse patted her arm. Sweetheart, it's all going to be okay. And I'll stop there. Thank you so much. And Kris, thank you. I really loved that the Calgary theme, given that that story is set in Calgary. We're now going to go on to a few more minutes of music from the wonderful Iva Delic and Katburns. And then we'll come, the party is over for now. Feel free to grab a drink, do what you need to do. And if you'd like to stick around for a signing, then come on back and we'll put you into breakout rooms at that point. But thank you so much. So wonderful to see you all. And Iva and Kat will bring us out.